Welcome to Fan for Racing Radio. I'm Fan for Racing Sharon, and joining me is Jay Hughesman, and we are here for the NASCAR Xfinity Series preview at Watkins Glen International. So definitely looking forward to this race. Our entry list has a few interesting entries this week.
Yeah, interesting. I don't know if that's the word you want to use for the competition. It could be trouble, but we got a full field as there is 38 drivers and teams for the 38 spot. The number 07 going to be Preston Pardis. The Junior Motorsports number 9 going to be Shane Van Gisbergen.
Yes.
The number 11 for Colleague Racing is actually Michael McDowell. Good road course racer. We'll see what he can do. Garrett Smithley's in the number 14. Riley Herbst is back in the number 19 for Joe Gibbs Racing. Kaz Gralla, another good road course racer, in the number 24. You got the number 32, which is Austin Green. The number 35 is to be announced yet. Making a return, the number 45 is going to be Stephen Parson. And Sharon, I meant to talk to you about this. I don't remember how we missed it. The number 53 is Austin J. Hill. I know a few weeks ago we were like, oh, that can't be right. There is apparently somebody else with the name Austin Hill. Now they label it with his middle initial of J. Austin J. Hill in the number 53. The number 70 is Thomas Annunziato. The number 91 is Josh Bilicki. And the regular Austin Hill, or the original, however you want to look at it, is back in the number 21 for Richard Childress Racing after a week off.
I think it's going to be fun, and we've got some real road course racers in there. They're going to be racing the Mission 200 at the Watkins Glen International. Again, it's a 2.45 mile asphalt road course, and that race is Saturday, August the 9th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll be on the home network for the Xfinity Series, the CW network, starting at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time for pre-race coverage, as well as MRN and SiriusXM NASCAR Channel 90. Now, they will race a distance of 200.9 miles over 82 laps. First two stages are 20 laps, stage 1 ending on lap 20, stage 2 on lap 40, and the last stage will end on lap 82 for 42 laps. Looking at the schedule for Saturday, they will have practice and Kennemental pole qualifying on the CW app starting at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and then the race at that 3 o'clock time that we mentioned earlier. And this is I can't wait to see the storylines and insights here for the Xfinity Series. And I think they're winding down their season as well.
Their history with Watkins Glen is a little sporadic, if you will. It does mark the 31st running of an Xfinity Series race at Watkins Glen International, but there's time gaps, 1991 to 2001. Then they came back in 2005 and ran to 2019, and then have been back consistent 2021 through 2025.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series did not run at Watkins Glen from 2002 to 4 or in 2020. And you recall 2020 was when we had the COVID.
Right. Yeah. I don't remember what the gap from 02 to 04 was. I imagine it came back, though, because fans wanted to see it. It's one of the great tracks and stalwarts on the schedule. So glad to see it has returned and stayed that way. Now, I mentioned this, Austin Hill returns from his one-race suspension after Iowa. If granted a waiver, which he actually was as of this afternoon, I believe, or last night. So he will remain playoff eligible. However, will enter the playoffs with 0 points. What he's earned is wiped away, and he cannot earn anymore.
Exactly right. So he's going to start the playoffs at a little bit of a disadvantage. Even though he has 3 wins, he will start behind all of those drivers that have 1 win. Okay, now Sam Mayer snapped a 25-race winless streak at Iowa Speedway with his victory last week.
And he had been having a strong season, as he had been the highest winless driver in the standings since Las Vegas in March, right there in 3rd, 2nd, 4th. in that range. So this just sealed the deal.
All right. This will be the 5th of 7 road course races this season for the Xfinity Series. So 2 more after Watkins Glen.
Well, and again, the competition might be happy to see that because Junior Motorsports has won on all 4 road courses this season with 3 different drivers, if you can believe that.
And there are 4 races left in the regular season, and 4 playoff spots remain open.
Well, and the interesting thing, you mentioned it, 4 races and 4 playoff spots, but that means that they would have to be regular drivers to win the race, and they'd be below the cut line or not one of those in on points. Not sure I see that happening, but we'll see how it plays out. Now, we've been talking a lot about him at the bubble line, and that's Harrison Burton. He gained 27 points to the playoff cut line with a 5th place finish at Iowa, and now sits at plus 17. And I'll let Sharon fill the rest of this one in we've been talking about.
Harrison Burton has been within 17 points of the playoff cut line after every race this season. His high was plus 17 after Iowa. His low was negative 16 after Sonoma. So that 5th place finish was a very welcome thing for Harrison Burton to put himself back above the cut line.
But he really, honestly didn't gain a whole lot. I know it says gain 27 because he was towards the low end, but extending his high is now 17. It had been 16 on both ends, high and low.
Yes.
That's the good news. The bad news, and it's a relative, his cousin, Jeb Burton, lost 29 points to the playoff cut line as he had a 29th place finish at Iowa. He now sits 19 to the negative side. He had been in and Harrison out. They've swapped spots.
They swapped spots, but Jeb, just so everybody knows, it was a mechanical issue early in the race that caused him to have that poor finish at the last race in Iowa. So Ryan Sieg, though, was another driver that was below the cut line that gained 33 points. But it wasn't enough to put him above the line. He's gained 33 points to the playoff cut line in the last 3 races, but he's still 17 points back of the cut line. So he's below that cut line still. So he's going to be looking to have a good run.
He is. And the good thing is he's on an upward momentum because he too had been in the top 10 and now is on the outside looking in. The other one is Sheldon Creed, and he's gained 82 points towards that playoff cut line. His goes back over the last 5 races, but he now sits relatively comfortably at plus 82.
Exactly the number of points that he gained. So that's pretty cool. Okay, now Shane Van Gisbergen is going to be in that Junior Motorsports number 9 for his 3rd start of the season. And we know how good Shane Van Gisbergen is on the road courses.
And we'll explain why, but in just looking at a head-to-head road course starts this season comparison, Shane Van Gisbergen and Connor Zilisch have each won 1.
Okay, and to further look at that, Shane Van Gisbergen needs 1 win to tie Marcus Ambrose for the most Xfinity Series wins by a foreign-born driver. So he's close to doing that, and he could do it this weekend.
Well, and to look at why I would use those two in the head-to-head comparison, Shane Van Gisbergen and Connor Zilisch have won 7 of the last 9 road courses total between the two of them. So that's why we're looking at them kind of head-to-head.
Shane Van Gisbergen's 8 total NASCAR National Series wins are the most by a foreign-born driver. He has 4 Cup and 4 Xfinity Series. So he is really doing well.
He has, but when we're talking about regular drivers in the Xfinity Series, as it stands right now, Connor Zilisch, 10 straight top 5s. All right, this is where Sharon and I were talking about. Didn't know the numbers. 10 straight top 5 finishes since returning from a back injury. That's the longest top 5 streak of the season. And Zilisch is the youngest driver with more than 5 straight top 5s. He's setting a lot of records as a young driver.
He definitely is. And he's going to be doing triple duty this weekend. He's driving the number 87 Trackhouse Racing car in the Cup Series. In the
88
Xfinity, it's number
There you go.
88. And in the trucks, it's the number 45 for Nice Motorsport.
I wasn't sure if he was on the Cup entry list or not. So, yeah, he's doing all three this weekend at Watkins Glen.
Good for him.
And we've seen it. There could be a triple sweep there.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
Now, Junior Motorsports has had at least one car finish inside the top 5 in a record 24 straight races.
That is amazing. And every week he keeps breaking it. So Junior Motorsports won 12 races this season with a series record, 6 different drivers. All 6 drivers won in the last 13 races, so in the second half of the season.
In total, they've won 7 of the last 9 races this season, and they've done so with, again, 4 different drivers. That is just amazing.
And continuing with Junior Motorsports, they've won the last 6 road course races and the last 3 races at Watkins Glen. So they will be strong competitors again this week, especially with Shane Van Gisbergen in that number 9.
And I know myself and my son were there. Michael McDowell will drive Colleague Racing's number 11. It's his first Xfinity Series start since his win at Road America in 2016. I remember that quite well.
And he's a good road course racer. Now, 2 active drivers have won in the Xfinity Series at Watkins Glen. Sam Mayer did it in 2023, and Connor Zilisch did it just last year.
Well, in the last 7 Watkins Glen races were won by 7 different drivers. I think even if SVG wins, that would continue that, because I don't think he's won at Watkins Glen.
I don't think so. Okay, now 5 drivers earned their first career Xfinity Series win at Watkins Glen, and that goes all the way back to 1993 when Bill Elliott did it. Ron Fellows did it in 1998. Marcus Ambrose, another great road course racer, foreign born, did it in 2008. Austin Cindric in 2019, and Connor Zilisch again just last year.
Now, as mentioned, with the 5 wins, Connor Zilisch leads this series with those 5 victories, as well as 4 poles on the year as well.
And Connor Zilisch and Justin Allgaier lead the series with 11 top 5 finishes.
Now, Justin Allgaier leads by himself the series, though, of 686 laps led this season.
Okay, Jesse Love is going to spoil the party here. He leads the series with 15 top 10s this season.
And I love the competition because when you talk about average finish, that is Sam Mayer with a 9.86 best average finish on the year.
Justin Allgaier won the fastest lap award 5 times this season, which is pretty incredible when you consider that no other driver in the series has more than 2.
And Justin Allgaier's got 28 career wins, which is 9th on the all-time list. He is 1 away from tying Matt Kenseth.
Justin Allgaier is 5 top 10s away from becoming the first driver ever to reach 300 Xfinity Series top 10 finishes.
And they were nice enough to do the math for me on this one. Chevrolet has 2,721 laps led out of 3,577, and it gives the percentage at 76.1. I'd always been estimating, so they gave it to me this week.
Now, Chevrolet won 19 of 22 races. That's pretty amazing as well. That's the most all-time by a manufacturer through 22 races in series history. There's a lot of records being broken this year, Jay.
There is, mostly by Chevrolet. However, yes. Ford got a win last week, their first of the year. Toyota is winless in the last 14 races, and that's their longest winless streak since the first Xfinity Series win back in 2007.
Now, 2 teams have reached the 100 career Xfinity Series wins this season. Richard Childress Racing at Martinsville and Junior Motorsports at Indianapolis.
Now, 5 crew chiefs have gotten their first Xfinity Series win in 2025. Chad Haney did so at Atlanta. Sam McCauley at Darlington. Adam Wall got it at Bristol. Corey Shea at Mexico City. And then Dale Earnhardt Jr. got a 1 at Pocono.
There hasn't been an overtime finish in the last 9 races, and that's the longest streak without an overtime since August to October of 2020. So, wow, that's kind of interesting.
Well, and a road course is a good place to have that spoiled. We may see that this weekend at Watkins Glen.
Okay, now 5 races this year have ended, though, with a last lap pass. So I like those last lap pass victories.
Well, and that also is a possibility if 2 drivers are close enough at a road course. That's a big if, but we have seen it. Now, when we talk about the Xfinity Series Clinch scenario following Iowa Speedway, again, there's 4 races remaining. Technically, already clinched, you only have 4 drivers with that spot locked down in the 12-driver postseason field. Connor Zilisch, Justin Allgaier, Sam Mayer, and Austin Hill. Ooh, Austin Hill might technically not be now. Not sure how that plays in.
It was done before they knew.
Yeah, huh. However, we'll just continue
next week.
Yeah, see if that updates. Well, because they didn't take the wins away, so the win must still lock him in. He just don't get the bonus point, so that might be why it is that way. Can clinch via previous wins. Now, again, based on previous wins, if you get a win by Connor Zilisch, Allgaier, Mayer, Jesse Love, Austin Hill, Brandon Jones, Sammy Smith, Nick Sanchez, or Kyle Sieg, or anyone lower in the standings, Jesse Love, Brandon Jones, and Sammy Smith and Nick Sanchez would clinch regardless of finish. And again, that's based on 1 win, and technically, mathematically, that 1 win doesn't guarantee them yet. So if one of those drivers were to win, it would lock the others in. Now, the following drivers would clinch on previous wins if the win came by Carson Kvapil, Sheldon Creed, or Taylor Gray, Harrison Burton, Ryan Sieg, or Jeb Burton. And that would be Jesse Love, but he would have to have 48 points to the good. Now, a driver would clinch on a win by Christian Eckes. That would also be Jesse Love, and he would only need 5 points. If the win comes from Dean Thompson, then Jesse Love is in regardless of finish. If you go back as far as Daniel Dye, Jesse Love would clinch regardless of finish. Brandon Jones would with a 55-point cushion. If Brendan Poole wins, then you got Jesse Love, no matter what the finish. Brandon Jones would only need 26 points. Sammy Smith could clinch if he has some help. If my dream were to come true and William Sawalich win the race, Jesse Love would get in via finish no matter what, as would Brandon Jones, and Sammy Smith would only need 49 points. He has one on a road course. If the win comes from Jeremy Clements, Love and Jones would clinch regardless of finish. Sammy Smith still needs 47 points. If it's Anthony Alfredo, Love, Jones in, Smith would need 3 points. Nick Sanchez is now on the list and needs 35 points. If Matt DiBenedetto were to pick up the win, Sammy Smith would still need 2 points. Jones and Love would clinch regardless. Smith would need 2 points. Sanchez 34. If you get a win from Parker Retzlaff, now Smith is on the list of in regardless. Love, Jones, and Smith regardless of finish. Sanchez would only need 12 points. And then again, drivers that could clinch on their own win, Jesse Love, Brandon Jones, Sammy Smith, Nicholas Sanchez, as that would give them a second win and would lock them in regardless. All right, so as it stands right now, and this is really interesting, and what Sharon's going to cover, it'll come out to play there. As the regular season stands right now, Connor Zilisch and Justin Allgaier tied at 772 points. Connor Zilisch gets the nod, though. He's got 5 wins compared to Allgaier's 3. Zilisch has built up 30 playoff points, though, while Allgaier has 22. Nobody else, nobody else is in the double digit. Third place is Sam Mayer. Mentioned he's been there all year, just didn't have a win, but he's now got the win in 3 stages for 8 playoff points. Jesse Love in 4th, 70 back, and 1 win in 1 stage for 6 playoff points. Austin Hill is still listed as 5th in points. Again, all playoff points have been wiped away, so his 3 wins in 6 stages get him nothing. He would have been probably up in the close to the 30 points up there with Allgaier and Zilisch, but again, it's wiped away. Carson Kvapil, a rookie, Brandon Jones, Sheldon Creed, Taylor Gray, a rookie, Sammy Smith, and Harrison Burton, and then Nick Sanchez are your 12. There you go, because he is in 11th, but Sanchez is locked in based on the win. Okay, there it is. I see it now. All right, so go ahead and cover the re-ranking, if you will.
The re-ranking based on playoff standings, if the playoffs were to start. Connor Zilisch takes that top spot due to the fact that he's got those 5 wins compared to Justin Allgaier's 3 wins. Even though they are tied in points, Connor gets the nod because of the 5 wins. He also has the 30 playoff points versus Allgaier's 22. So that stays the same, as does nobody has 2 wins. So the drivers with 1 win and the order that they run in based on their 1 win and playoff points, Sam Mayer and Brandon Jones are in 3rd and 4th because they both have 1 win and 8 playoff points. Sammy Smith has the 1 win in 5th place and 7 playoff points. Jesse Love is in 6th place with the 1 win and 6 playoff points. Then it's Nick Sanchez in 7th with 1 win and 5 playoff points. Austin Hill moves to 8th place with the 3 wins, but 0 playoff points. So he is just above the drivers that are in on points alone. The remainder of the drivers from 9th to 12th are drivers with no wins. Carson Cavapo is 9th, plus 93 points to the cut line. Sheldon Creed in 10th is plus 82 points to the cut line. Then it's Taylor Gray plus 67 points to the cut line in 11th place. And Harrison Burton, as we've mentioned a few times now, is in 12th place with plus 17. Those drivers that are below the cut line looking for a win this weekend would be in 13th place, Ryan Sieg, minus 17. Jeb Burton, 14th, minus 19. In 15th is Christian Eckes. He's minus 69. So they definitely need a win. They cannot point their way in with 1 race alone. And Dean Thompson in 16th, he is negative 79 to the cut line. So Jeb Burton and Ryan Sieg could technically point their way in if they have really good finishes this weekend.
Yeah, and that's going to be interesting. There are 4 races remaining, but again, it's really tough to, we talked about gaining 30, 40 points. That's over 3 to 5 races, and that's having, good week in and week out, that kind of streak. And unfortunately, they got back there because they had a negative streak of not having good finishes.
Exactly.
So I know Ryan Sieg is a pretty solid road racer. Jeb and Harrison Burton, I say they're kind of in the middle. I mean, they're not bad at it, but they're not exactly great at it either.
Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Anything else you want to mention before we move on, Jay?
William Swalich would come from 19th if he were to get a win. And he is a pretty good road course racer and really got some momentum. I know he's been running some other series with the West Series, the Arkham Menard Series. Kind of find that groove, and here the rookies were really looking at how they do in this second half of the season. William Swalich has been one. I think he was as low as like 25th or so in points. He's up to 19th.
I hate to burst your bubble, but he's going to have to go through Connor Zilisch and Shane.
Right? Yeah, that's what I said. He's good. And yeah, I know that much. Well, he was part of the 3 wide out there at Sonoma. Obviously not the same competition, but we'll see. I have hope.
Okay. Is he your race winner pick for this weekend?
If I were betting absolutely no money, maybe. Yeah, you're right. You named it. Connor Zilisch and SVG, we talked about the stats. I mean, you got to be blind to not look at those 2 as far as this win. Granted, again, something happens where they're in close quarters, or even just one of the cars has a problem, which we've seen, unfortunately. That opens the door. That would be my best case scenario, is William Swalich is in the top 5 and has a shot at it if something else happens. But realistically, No, I see it being SVG and Connor Zilisch.
Yeah, I do too. And I kind of think, I don't know, it's a toss up for me between those two. It's really
Y'all,
hard to choose one over
you
the
also
other.
got Michael McDowell coming back, as we
And
said, in that
Michael
college
McDowell
racing.
is in this race,
You
yes.
know, so yeah, it'll be an interesting one for sure.
So we'll have to wait and see what happens on Saturday. Definitely a do not miss race for the Xfinity Series. Do watch for more coming soon from Fan for Racing Radio. We'll have all 5 of the previews coming up between Thursday and Friday. On Friday, though, Taz and I will be sitting down for the fantasy report. That will be for the Cup Series to help you with your picks for your fantasy games this weekend for the Cup Series. And then on the other side of the race weekend, we'll be back with all the previews for the 5 races this weekend, as well as our Hot Topic Sound Off live stream that starts at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And Chris Crichton, Jay Huseman, and myself will be there, and All Sports All Day has been very interactive with us from the live stream chat as well. So we hope he's indicated that he plans to be there this week as well. So we hope others will join in from the live stream chat as well.
Yeah, we certainly enjoy that. Again, we want to hear from you fans. We get to express our opinions. We certainly want to hear from you as well. And I know we got 70, Sharon looked it up, 74 subscribers. So we know there's more people watching. Go ahead and jump on that live stream with us.
Yes, indeed. Also, we want to tell everybody we never leave a show without thanking our viewers because each and every one of you are so important to us, and we appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoy what you see and will continue to follow us. So with that, Jay, I think we're ready to move on to the next video.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Take care.